Every week, the Xfinity editors pick the TV show, movie, or special event they are most excited about right now. And this week, we kick things off with Nicole. Nicole, which premiere are you looking forward to most?
All right. I am very excited for the Dark Side of Comedy. Season 2 is returning to Vice. Basically, it's an exploration of different comics and their personal journeys, featuring big names like Chris Farley, Richard Pryor, and Freddie Prinze. But let me toss it over to the clip. You can see for yourself.
Robin was running with a lot of really scary figures, and Robin himself was kind of a scary figure for a while.
Well, Joan Rivers was a hustler. She would be mean as hell. Ellen sat there as if we weren't even there.
You can't light the fuse that hard and survive.
Dark Side of Comedy.
So as you can see, this season is packed with all these stories. Robin Williams, Joan Rivers, Tracy Morgan. These episodes are very easily digestible, but really pull you into these people's lives, all of their struggles and challenges. So it's nice to get that glimpse into who they were off stage and off camera. For me, the sell was Chris Farley. That was episode 1. I mean, I grew up in the 90s. Who didn't love Chris Farley? So it was really nice kind of seeing his side of things. He wasn't all about comedy. He had struggle of his own. He had his, inner demons that he had to deal with. You just really grow to appreciate these comics and what they do for us. So I really love this idea for a show, and I hope more people take advantage of it. Definitely one of my favorites right now.
Did I see Family Matters on that trailer?
I don't know. Did you? I didn't see that.
Pretty sure I'm positive I saw Family Matters, unless they were just saying Family Matters. But give me that episode. Dark Side of Urkel is what I want to see.
I mean, why not, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I do enjoy this Dark Side franchise because there is Dark Side of the Ring, which might have been the first one, which dealt with, it was kind of a each episode was about a different wrestler who typically had some sort of tragic event in their life. And then there was Dark Side of the 90s and Dark Side of Sports as well. So they've been very popular, and they are, like you said, very easy and a quick watch.
Definitely.
Yeah, I'm a big Norm Macdonald fan, so I was excited to see his name in the trailer. Probably my favorite just comedian of all time. I don't watch a lot of stand-up, but one of his roasts, Comedy Central roasts of Bob Saget, was it had to be the funniest 10 minutes of stand-up work I'd ever seen in my life. So I'm excited to check that out just to remember him a little bit too.
Yeah. Go ahead, dude.
Oh, sorry, Nicole. I'm in the Norm Macdonald TikTok algorithm. So I get, and same on Instagram, my reels, recommended reels are always bits from Norm, and I'll watch every single time. It's just so funny, even in little bits.
Yep.
Sorry, Nicole.
No, you're fine. I thought you were going to say Norm Macdonald Hive. I thought that's where you're going with that.
Yes.
maybe, we got to think of another group name for Norm Macdonald fans. Maybe something a little clever.
Yeah, definitely another fan of his. No, I'm just curious to see, like most of their episodes are dedicated to people who are long gone. But now this season has Tracy Morgan and like Carlos Mencia. I'm just curious, like, are they going to touch on it? Are they going to have an interview with this? Or I don't know. It'll be interesting to see.
Yeah, and Ellen. Like,
and Ellen, right.
Take on Ellen.
Mm-hmm.
Fallon's going to be next.
Oh, no. Dark Side of Fallon. We'll see. That's a great pick, Nicole. Thank you. And Maddie, what is the premiere you are looking forward to most this week?
Well, unbelievable. In the last segment, I disclosed my distaste for children's content. And here I am choosing Ruby Gillman, Teenage Kraken as my pick for this week. Let's take a look at the trailer.
The women in our family have the mighty power to turn into giant kraken.
What now?
Ruby, you're a princess. Address the crowd.
I think I am having a panic attack.
Okay, Ruby, have a completely, totally ordinary day. You got this.
I just want to be Ruby Gillman, normal teenager.
Ugh, boo. Where's the fun in that?
You have powers beyond your imagination. You are the protector of all the ocean's creatures. It's up to you to stop the evil mermaids.
But people love mermaids.
Of course they do. People are stupid.
Oh my gosh, that was like a direct attack on Nicole.
It really
right
was.
there with the
Yes.
mermaid comment.
I am a huge Mermaid High fan.
The mermaid hype. Okay, so Peacock is the place to be this week if you're into underwater teen angst. Ruby Gillman, you guessed it, teenage Kraken, saw it in the trailer, desperately trying to fit in during her freshman year at human school. Her mother is very strangely forbidding her to attend prom due to it being on a ship in the ocean. But later on in the movie, to Ruby's horror, she discovers that when touching seawater, she turns into a monstrous giant kraken. This is a very cute film. I sometimes cute films are good for me. I like it sometimes. It totally flew under the radar, I think, with all the other animation that came out this summer between like Elemental and Across the Spider-Verse. It's really charming and funny, and I'm always down for a cute coming-of-age story, even if it's about a sea monster. And as you heard at the end of the trailer, mermaids are the most evil creatures in the sea, which was very easy for me to get behind because I was not a big fan of the other mermaid movie that came out this summer, although the original is probably my favorite Disney movie of all time. But other than that, really great voice cast here too in Toni Collette, Annie Murphy, and Jane Fonda. I recommend for all ages, and it's a tight 90, as I like to say. I love hour-and-a-half movies. So if you have the time for a cute flick, Ruby Gillman, Teenage Kraken is available on Peacock to stream now. And I know they're coming after mermaids a little bit, Nicole, so I hope you'll take my advice, even though they're trashing on your mermaids.
I have seen this actually, and I did come in with that bias, like, oh, I'm not gonna like this. But no, I agree. It's a easy, fun watch. Who doesn't love Jane Fonda? It was definitely a cute one. But I did notice it's very similar to the plot of Little Mermaid 2. Oh,
wait, isn't it also similar to that movie Luca?
Oh, I haven't seen Luca.
Where
yeah,
he gets touched
Is he a
by
fish?
yeah, he's a human, and then as soon as water splashes on him, he turns into a fish.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that happens a lot, so it's fair if you have to revisit themes in movies.
It's an average common story that a lot of people have encountered.
Yes.
Exactly.
Splash too.
Yeah.
Worth revisiting. Maybe this is like a collection we need to make, like when humans touch water or creatures touching water, what happens?
Oh my God, Gremlins. Oh God, I could keep going. Yeah.
Oh, all right.
Sounds like a great opportunity to feature
all right.
Ruby Gillman.
Great conversation starter, Maddie. Yeah.
All right, I'll wrap things up here with my pick for the week, and the premiere I'm most excited about is, if only to get Maddie up on her soapbox, is Penn and Teller Fool Us. Let's take a look at the clip.
People at home saw absolutely, without a doubt, real magic. As we get older, we get crazier.
You got to do a little quick change.
We always like people taking off their pants. We've now been at the Rio for 21 years. Happy birthday! Which makes us the longest running headliners in Vegas history, which is astonishing to us.
Penn and Teller have been my favorite magicians since I was 6 years old.
We've been around long enough that there are people coming on the show that started magic because of the show and are now coming on Fool Us to Fool Us. We love seeing young people in magic. We're over the moon delighted. I don't want to give anything away, but they're good. You get a trophy for fooling us, which you did.
If you've never seen this show, the format is pretty simple. In each episode, 4 magicians perform a trick live on stage for the iconic magic duo Penn and Teller. If Penn and Teller can't figure out the secrets behind the trick, the magician wins the Fool Us trophy and earns a spot opening for Penn and Teller at their show in Las Vegas. But here's why I love this series. Not only have Penn and Teller been performing magic together for 40 years, they collectively have an encyclopedic knowledge of magic or illusions, as well as the history and mechanics of the art form. to perform a trick that these guys have never seen or can't figure out is an extraordinary feat. But Penn and Teller also have a great amount of respect for the art form. So if a magician performs a trick for them on Fool Us and the guys have it figured out, they go to great lengths to inform the magician that they know how it's done without revealing how the trick is actually done to the entire world watching at home. So the magician will perform, Penn and Teller will take a moment to discuss, and Penn, who of course is the only one who talks, will say something like, "That was a great trick, your showmanship was excellent, but are you familiar with Robinson's box of tentacles?" And the magician will sometimes be like, "Yep, totally, you got it, you figured it out, thanks, good night," and walk off the stage. But sometimes they'll be like, "No, that's not how I did it." So it becomes this game of chicken where Penn slowly reveals veiled hints about how he thinks the trick was done until the magician gives up and says, "Okay, you got it, you figured me out," and finally concedes, leaves the stage. But then there have been occasions where Penn and Teller chat, and Penn either makes a wrong guess or flat out says, "We have no idea how you did that." And it's really a remarkable moment to see someone elevate the art of magic and illusion to a level where these two legends and historians can't figure it out. And that is why I love this show. Go ahead, Maddie.
Well, I have to admit, I've seen this show.
Mm-hmm.
I am on the record. I hate magic. I hate close-up magic. I don't like tomfoolery. I don't like being tricked or deceived or led astray. I don't like any of that. But this show, and I really hate Penn. He's so obnoxious. I like the one that doesn't talk.
Teller.
But this show is like almost a show I would really like if I could switch the way they structure it. If Penn and Teller know how the magician does the trick, they should just expose them and just tell everyone exactly how it's done. Because that's always my problem. I hate being fooled. I hate them doing something and making me look like I don't know what's going on. I know it's like an art and a craft, but I hate being tricked. So if they were to just expose, they should just be exposed. If they're not a good enough magician, go ahead and tell the world, and people like me want to know. I also was like kind of, I think it's a hatred because I was kind of into magic a little bit when I was a kid. I had a magic kit.
So did I.
I loved playing tricks because I liked tricking people, but I don't like it when it's done unto me. So for those reasons, I'm happy that you have a show that you like, David. I'm not gonna
Thank you.
I'm not gonna come down on it for all the magic lovers watching.
I've loved magic my entire life. Like, my grandmother used to call if she'd see that like David Copperfield or something was on doing one of his like 90s magic specials when they still did those, and like tell me that it was on. And I've gone to magic museums, not so much as an adult, but like when I was younger, and I had magic kits. I used to look in the back of a magazine or whatever that had those where you could call an order, whatever. I had all kinds of tricks. You would go to joke shops and they would have the like buzzer rings and other crap that you could buy. I had all of that. So that's part of where my interest in magic still lies today. But
Did you watch any of Hard Knocks this season, David?
no.
Well, they brought in a mentalist, and I don't like mentalists either. It's the same thing. And they brought them in to talk to the team, and they surprised all the Jets because he did a bunch of skits, and it worked, and they were all completely shocked. And now I feel like that's why we lost our franchise quarterback in week 1 was because of the mentalist. So more magic that I can't stand.
I don't like the mentalist stuff either. I really, in terms of like mediums, mind readers, all that stuff, I'm not into it. It's more like tangible magic and illusions, like make someone disappear or a ball through a cup or whatever, that kind of stuff. Because a lot of it, like Penn and Teller do a lot of stuff where with like mathematics, and there's stuff that's involved in that, and I hate math. I hate math.
Great.
So nothing involving math. Just give me rabbit out of a hat, and I'm happy.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Nicole, anything to add?
No, David, I'm with you. I like magic. I like illusionists. Sorry, Maddie. I am very wowed by Penn and Teller, so this will be good. I do have a question. So does Teller offer any kind of feedback? Is he just like doing a lot of facial cues, or he's just sitting there?
during the actual performance?
Yeah, like when I guess when Penn is kind of giving his take, like
Teller, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
No, he just nods a lot.
Okay.
Is
They
he the
whisper.
brains behind it? I feel like Penn is just doesn't do anything. I feel like Teller is, maybe I'm a Teller fan. I like that
This
he's not really a showman.
I found it really interesting in researching this, actually, that apparently, like, Penn and Teller aren't necessarily friends outside of doing magic.
Oh.
Like, they've been doing it for
I like that.
They've been doing it for so long that they feel like family, but their actual, like, personal interests are so different that they don't hang out outside of doing magic. They just kind of do their own thing and they come together to do magic, and that's it, which I find fascinating. You just feel like they're an odd couple that share a bedroom, like Bert and Ernie or something.
I thought you meant like they feud.
Oh,
and that would have been interesting to me.
Not necessarily. Not that as far as I saw, but I know they don't share a lot of common interests. Apparently,
it's like that movie with Steve Carell and Steve Buscemi. I can't remember the name of it, where they were playing magicians and they have a falling out.
Oh yeah, that movie was terrible.
It was,
but I do
terrible,
like the
but kind of
Prestige.
funny.
Burt Wonderstone.
Burt Wonderstone. That's what.
How is that in my head? What's taking up space? Burt Wonderstone. God. Anyway,
yes, Prestige is good. I agree.
Yeah. Oh yes, that is a very good.
Love the Prestige.
Yes.
Check out all the TV shows we just discussed and so much more simply by saying what to watch into your Xfinity voice remote.